Hello, and welcome to Mindful Eating Live. My name is Samantha Holmgren. I am a registered dietitian, and mindful eating has been the backbone of my professional practice for years, and it has only grown over time. It's also something that I use in my personal life, especially when I'm feeling out of balance and needing a reset. I will deliberately do a mindful eating practice to ground myself, just like what I am going to share with you here today. And you may notice that I have a bit of a hoarse voice. Hopefully, I don't have to pause too many times as I'm talking, but my daughter did bring home a cold, so this is life. Before we get into the actual mindful eating practice, I want to set a little bit of groundwork. Often, when people talk about being mindful, they think of it as a very cognitive exercise, a thinking. I need to be mindful of my food choices. I need to think about my food choices more. But that's not what mindful eating is. Mindful eating is about being present, being fully located in the present moment and in tune with your senses, your external senses, sight, hearing, touch, smell, taste, as well as the internal senses, your sense of balance, of hunger, fullness, thirst, all of those internal feelings. In the short term, mindful eating helps your body shift from fight, flight, freeze, or stress response into a relaxation, rest, and digest response. That grounding, calming feeling. Digest also results in improved digestion. So you have less bloating, stomach pain, and heartburn when you pause and get into that relaxation mode versus when you are in that stress mode. And perhaps even more importantly, eating mindfully gives you more joy and pleasure. Eating is one of the great pleasures in our life. So why would we deliberately deprive ourselves of that by eating mindlessly? In the long term, mindful eating helps to build unconscious pattern recognition, aka our intuition. By being aware of how your body feels throughout the day, you build a better sense of what you need to feel good. That's really what all of these wellness things that we do is all about. We want to feel good. We want to have energy. We want to be able to go and do the things we want to do and live the life we want to live. Feeling good is necessary to living a good life, and how we eat can feed into that. At its core, mindful eating is very simple. Pay attention to what you are experiencing. But it's not easy because you will get distracted. Something will happen in your environment. You have kids, they'll throw something, or your phone will ring, or when you're at work, something will happen at the workplace. Or if nothing's happening around you, your thoughts will distract you. You'll get caught up in thinking about what you need to go do next or what happened just before your meal. And those distractions will happen. And that's normal. If you've done any sort of mindfulness practice, you're very aware of how easily we are distracted. One way I like to think of it is in terms of swimming and diving. So when you start doing mindful eating, go really deep at the start of your meal or your snack. Get as close to the physical experience as you possibly can. And then allow yourself to come closer to the surface in more of an open awareness. So you're still solidly located in the present moment, not distracted, But whenever you do get distracted, because it is inevitable, right after that moment of distraction, go deep. You know, have a moment of, yay, I noticed it, celebration, and then go deep into the present moment to reground yourself. So with all of these different ideas in mind, mindfulness, what it is, some of the benefits, simple but not easy, swimming and diving, I'm going to guide you into a mindful eating exercise for your first bite. From there, swim in sort of those mindful waters, pausing as much as you need to go deep when you get distracted, and having an open awareness during the rest of it. So to start, I'm going to have you close your eyes and take a deep breath, settle into the present moment. Feel yourself grounded to the seat, to the floor, wherever you're touching down. And just breathe for a moment, your eyes closed. Focus on that internal sense of balance and groundedness. Allow the smells in your environment to be a part of this moment. Open your eyes, look at the food in front of you, and allow a moment of gratitude. Gratitude that you have food in front of you. Gratitude towards everyone in the chain of events that led to this food sitting in front of you. After that moment of gratitude, come back to the present moment and notice the colors, the visible textures, the steam, or not if it's cold. Imagine that you have never seen this thing before. Be curious about this thing you are about to eat. Turning our attention to sense of touch. If you can, pick it up with your hands and notice how it feels. What are the textures? The temperature? Is it juicy? Is it dry? Is it smooth? Is it rough? Can you roll it around in the palm of your hand? Bring it to your nose and smell. What aromas are you picking up? Notice that your mouth has begun to water as this food has come closer to your mouth. Place the food on your tongue, but don't touch. Don't place the food on your tongue, but don't bite. What does your sense of touch pick up now that it's in your mouth? What are the initial tastes that come from this food? Begin to chew, noticing that your tongue avoids being bit. And notice the flavors, how they change as you chew this food. When the urge to swallow arises, notice even that. Notice how the food has been gathered onto your tongue. When you do swallow, notice the food move through into your throat and imagine it going all the way down your esophagus and landing in your stomach. Pause and notice how you feel after that first bite. Open your awareness to take in your immediate surroundings, how your body feels, and the food in front of you. Take your next bite, going as slow, as deep as you desire, or staying closer to the surface with that open awareness, but always striving to be in the present moment. If you notice yourself get distracted, whether from something in your environment or a thought, congratulate yourself on noticing the distraction and come back to the present moment, going very deep for a moment after you notice the distraction. If it feels better, you can allow yourself to come closer to the surface and eat more normally, but still being in the present moment, still noticing that you are eating. Notice what you are eating. How does it taste? How does it feel? How does your body feel in response to that eating? As you watch this replay, feel free to pause so that you have the time to finish eating your meal or your snack. But otherwise, I'll continue on with a little bit of additional context. As I mentioned in the beginning, mindfulness is a core part of my practice with clients. It is a particularly powerful exercise when you're dealing with a body that isn't always comfortable. It's so easy to attempt to distance yourself from pain and fatigue when you have chronic illness. And sometimes that is necessary. I I will not I will not deny that. That is definitely necessary at times. But being aware of even your discomfort is a key part of being able to manage that discomfort. Knowing the quality and how it is affecting you allows you both to better communicate with your healthcare team, as well as implement changes and do things in the short term to help you feel better or to simply make the moment suck less. As I pause to get some halls. Pain and fatigue are so personal. You can't measure these things, and they affect and are affected by nearly everything that happens in your life. When you have a chronic health condition, it's never going to go away. I will always have psoriatic arthritis. There is no cure. And there's a very good chance that I will have another severe flare in the future or that it will get worse in the future. That's statistically what's likely to happen. But mindfulness gives me a greater insight into what I need on a daily basis by feeling how I feel, by noticing what's going on right now. I can respond appropriately. I can know when something's working and when it's not, and I can get the support that I need when I need it. And eating is something that most people, at least, do many times a day. So it's the perfect place to practice mindfulness and mindful eating. So you get that dose of a grounding, calming pleasure multiple times a day, and you practice the broader skill of mindfulness, which you can then apply across your life. You can let it spread to every aspect of your life. I wrote an ebook recently where I share this philosophy and apply it to planning, recovery, intuition, movement, and of course, eating, the prime areas of healthy habits, focusing on what the bare minimum is so that you can maintain it even when times are challenging. And when you're really exhausted and in pain, looking into the black hole that your life can easily spiral down into, it's something that's attainable. Steps that you can make even when you're struggling so that you can spiral up and build momentum and give yourself that reset. If you're looking for a link for the Bare Minimum Health Plan, it will be associated with this replay, but it's also at samanthaholmgren.ca/bare/plan, samanthaholmgren.ca/plan. So I hope you go and check that out if any of this resonated with you. And if you do have any questions, you can go to my website, go to contact me. That's probably the most effective way to get in touch with me. But I really look forward to hearing from you, and I hope that you have found this helpful. Have a great rest of your day.